This small scrubby looking tree we're looking at, we call it a tree or a big bush, has some red cherry-like fruits on it. Look at some right here. The green ones are obviously not ripe. This is an Acerola tree, and another name for it is a Barbados Cherry. This is it's not a real cherry tree. This is a tropical plant. Here you can see some of the scrubby looking leaves it has. And here's a flower. Unfortunately, the birds love to pick these, and most of the red ones on this tree right now are well pecked over by the birds, as you can see here. These little cherry-like fruit, they have 3 stones in them, 3 seeds, and 3 lobes. I think if you look here. This is a unique fruit, the acerola, in that this has one of the highest vitamin C contents of any fruit anywhere. It's so high that companies will use this fruit when they make artificial concentrate. When they make, for example, vitamin C vitamins, they have to start with something, and this is one of the fruit they start with, the acerola fruit. It looks a lot like a cherry, but it's a cherry with 3 stones. And a slightly, well, not slightly, it's quite tart, the taste is. Again, this is a tropical plant here, native to Central America and the West Indies. But it is called a cherry sometime. Over here, we have another tropical cherry. It's known as a Surinam cherry. But unfortunately, there's no cherries on it right now, because as you can see, it's been buried under this passion vine. So this is a Surinam cherry, but it has no cherries on it. I'm going to have to cut this vine off before the poor plant can see any light. You can see this has been pecked by the birds. Has some ants in it too. But you can see the 3-lobe shape, and inside it actually has 3 seeds. Here's another tropical cherry-like tree. This is often called a Brazilian cherry. This tree is usually known as a Grumichama. You can see the little Grumichama fruits here. Unfortunately, a lot of these have been pecked by the birds too. If you get one that's been pecked by the birds, it's more often than not, it's also full of ants. So it's a good idea not to set it in your bowl, or you're going to have ants in your bowl. Okay, here's the final tally. A couple of handfuls of Grumichamas. I may feed a few to the chickens because they've got ants on them, holes in them, but most of them are pretty good. Here you can see in my bowl I've got some acerola, some grumichama, and a few mulberries here. And I've cut open some of the fruit here. Here's a Grumichama. You can see the one big seed inside. And here is an Acerola, Barbados Cherry. And it's not as easy to cut because it has 3 seeds, so you wind up cutting one of the seeds in half. That's what you see there. So these are some tropical cherries. The Barbados Cherry or Acerola and a Grumichama, sometimes known as a Brazilian cherry.